everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video we have an update on my sachet challenge. If you are new here, my name is Natalie. I post videos all about makeup and beauty. If you like what you see here today, I hope you will consider subscribing before you leave, but why don't we get started? Straight off the bat, I just want to apologise for my croaky voice. I had intended to film this video the other day but came down with a pretty awful cold and I haven't been able to shake it and needed to get this filmed, so I am still a little bit croaky and the editing on this one may be a little jumpy, as no doubt I am going to have to edit some coughs out. Also apologies for the shaky camera work. The bracket to hold my phone on the light that you can see the leg of there has just snapped on me, so I am having to hold my phone with my hand, so it's not going to be my best work. We're off to a great start with this video, but like I say, I just wanted to get this one filmed, so we're going to go with it. Just apologies for the technical and personal difficulties. So just in case you didn't see my intro to this challenge, I did a video about a month ago now where I gathered together all of the sachets and samples and things like that I had in my collection, which as you can see was quite a lot, and made it my mission to go through as many of them as I could in the space of a month. I regularly get samples from the Feel Unique pick and mix service, as well as getting free samples when I purchase things online, so I was slightly inundated with things and I just wasn't getting through them because I was constantly working through my normal skincare and not reaching for sachets. I believe I did count up how many sachets I had in the last video, and I want to say it was around 30 something, so that's how many I had set my challenge to go through in the space of a month. As well as doing this challenge to just clear these sachets, I was also legitimately doing it to try some of these products because some of them I had been genuinely excited to get them as a sample in my collection, but just never got around to trying them. I do have quite a large skincare collection and did in fact do a video about it, which should be the last video on my channel. That one was actually filmed a few weeks ago, and at the point I filmed that I hadn't started this challenge because there were a couple of other videos that jumped the line. That's why the skincare collection got pushed back, so now it's right on top of this video. So in there I'm saying I'm looking forward to trying all these samples, and then this next video I'm saying I've tried them all. But anyway, why don't we go through how successful I've been with my Shop My Stash skincare sachet challenge. What I'll do first actually is go through the sachets that I wasn't successful in trying, which is predominantly these ones that I've stacked at the back here. First of all, we have this mask from Evolve Beauty. This is the Radiant Glow Mask. I had this one in the bathroom. I did go to try it on multiple occasions, but just kept forgetting or just simply ran out of time. So I haven't tried that one yet, but I am going to put this one straight back in the bathroom because I'm determined to try it at this point. Then I also had a couple of this Wishful Yo Glow Enzyme Scrub. This is a product that I have actually tried before, so I think that's why I just never got around to trying these two, because it is a product that I already know that I quite like. So I just kept pushing these to the back of the pile and didn't get around to using them, but it is a product that I do remember quite liking. Then I had this Detox Shampoo in here from Way. I'm always very wary when it comes to trying new shampoos because I've tried shampoos in the past that just haven't worked for my hair. And in the month of July, we had quite a few events going on, birthdays and things like that. So I was always doing my hair for a purpose, not just to clean it, if that makes sense. So I didn't want to risk using a new shampoo in case it just didn't agree with my hair and made it greasy and whatever, because then I would have completely regretted using it. So I have just been saving this shampoo to use at a time where I'm not going to be going anywhere for a couple of days, or I'm basically just going to be doing the school run or something like that. So I will get around to use this one eventually. It just wasn't the best month to have a shampoo in to try. And then finally I have these 3 samples of this multivitamin Power Firm, which is an eye cream from Dermalogica. The reason why I never got around to trying these was because it took me an entire month to go through this Charlotte Tilbury eye cream, which is the product I'll go through first. I do believe it is only these 2 eye creams that I had in here, so this was just a case of I didn't need to use this one. But I am going to stick this straight back in my skincare rotation drawer because I do want to give this one a go. And based on how long this sachet lasted, these should last me a lifetime. So now we are left with all of the sachets that I have tried, and quite a lot of these I have finished up, which I am very happy about. So like I say, I will start first of all with the Charlotte Tilbury one. This is the Magic Eye Rescue. This was just 1 ml of product, but this is the only eye cream that I have had to reach for all month. I have used this, I think 99% of the time. I don't think there was many nights where I skipped applying an eye cream, and it was this one I was using. So even though this is an expensive eye cream, I don't know how much is in the full size. I'm going to hazard a guess at about 15 ml because most eye creams tend to be around the 15 ml mark. You would get quite a lot of uses out of that if I got a whole month out of just 1 ml. that in theory should mean you get 15 months out of one eye cream, which I think is really good. As to the actual product itself, it was okay. It was nothing groundbreaking. It did feel nicely luxurious under the eyes, but I've tried nicer feeling eye creams and some of those have been cheaper than this one. Was worried that this one would have the same scent as the Magic Cream, which is quite a heavily, I can't call it the old lady fragrance, but for me it didn't really have that. But I don't know if it's because I was using such a minuscule amount that I couldn't really smell it, so I didn't mind that about it. So for me, it's kind of like a middle of the road eye cream. It was nice, but I didn't absolutely love it, and I don't think it's one I would repurchase, but I was so surprised that this one lasted me the whole month. And I've just spotted another product here that I didn't get round to trying. This is from that Hungarian brand, which I can't pronounce. Omroviska, I'm going to say, and this was a Queen cleanser. I completely forgot about this one, and I actually ended up with the moisturisers, so I didn't get round to using this one as a cleanser. To be honest, it is one that I did only get in my collection recently, so I'm not too mad about that, and I think I'm just going to stick this one in my travel bag because I do need a cleanser in there. One of the first samples I finished up was this one from Ole Henriksen. This is the Banana Bright Vitamin C Serum. This one was just okay. It did have that orange scent to it that other products from Ole Henriksen have had. I did think it might potentially smell like banana, but I just think that might be the ingredient rather than the scent of it. It was an okay product. It soaked into the skin nice enough, but it was nothing groundbreaking and one I definitely wouldn't repurchase. Then I tried this one from L'Oreal. This was the Anti-Wrinkle and Extra Recovery Cream. This was a really nice product. I haven't tried many things from the L'Oreal skincare line, and I was pleasantly surprised by this. My mum does actually swear by one of the L'Oreal moisturisers, so I should have known that I might perhaps like it because we do seem to like the similar skincare, even though we have different skin types. But this one was really nice, and I think I might have a second one in here. I did have quite a few L'Oreal products, and I think one of them I did have a duplicate of, and I do want to say it's this one. I do currently have a list on my phone of skincare I would repurchase. Like I said earlier, I do have a rather large skincare collection, so at the moment I definitely don't need to add any new skincare to it, but I am making a list on my phone of skincare I want to purchase once I've used some of that up, and I have actually added this one to the list because I did really like it. It had a nice fresh scent to it, it did feel quite luxurious, and I don't think it's got a high price tag. It did soak into the skin really nicely, and I did notice some plumping with it as well, so this is one that I would recommend. Realised I did actually make a point of noting how many uses I got from each product. So this one I got 2 uses out of. The Ole Henriksen one I got 3 uses out of. I didn't put a number on the back of the Charlotte Tilbury one because that one is around about 30 uses. Next we have this duo from CosRx. I have 2 of these in here. This is the Hydrium Moisture Set. It has a triple hyaluronic moisture ampule and then a moisture power enriched cream. This was nice enough. Nothing really groundbreaking. I wasn't a fan of the serum in here. It was a bit too runny. It didn't really blend into the skin very well. It kind of sat heavy on top. The cream itself was nice and my favourite product out of the 2, but nothing fantastic and not one I would repurchase. For this one, I said that I got 2 uses out of each sachet. We have the other one here, which is exactly the same. Because this was further down in the basket, this is the one I actually used first, and on this I did only get 1 use out of each sachet because I did go in with too much, so I did learn my lesson the second time around using it. Then we have this product from So Natural. This is the Skin Collagen Glow Ampule. It has gold silkworm cocoon extract, and if you can see on the picture there, it does have little bits of kind of silk in it, and the product did actually have that in, which did amaze my daughter. This was a nice enough serum. It did blend into the skin really nicely. Those little bits in the serum did melt down instantly as soon as it touched your skin. It made your skin feel nice and soft. I didn't notice any plumping with it, anything like that. It just felt nice, but nothing that I would rush out to repurchase. And this one I got 3 uses out of. I probably could have stretched this one to 4 because I did end up using quite a lot of product on the last use because I thought that it was the last use, and then I got to the point where I hadn't left enough for another use, if that makes sense. So at a push I probably could have got 4 uses out of this one. Then we have this product from Dermalogica. This is the Multivitamin Power Serum. I believe I should have a few of these in here. I think it might just be these 3. These were just 1 use sachets because they did literally just come in this section here, which is as wide as my thumb. It is a nice serum. It was quite a thick serum, almost feeling like a moisturiser, but it did blend into the skin really nicely. It wasn't really a case of a little goes a long way, and based on how much of a sample they gave me, I was thinking that might be the case, but especially in this one here, I put half a use because I did actually struggle to apply it to my whole face. So I think I ended up using the 3 sachets over 2 days because I needed to go into a second sachet to get the most juices out of it. So definitely not one I would repurchase, especially for Dermalogica prices, but it was nice to try it. Then we have this one in here from Chantecaille. This is the La Rich Anti-Age Biolifting Cream. This one I got 2.5 uses out of. This was definitely a luxurious feeling moisturiser. It was really thick, it did blend into the skin, and it did have that kind of silky feeling to it, the actual cream itself. But it was really fragranced with floral notes, as the picture on the front would suggest. It did smell like your typical rich lady moisturisers, and based on the brand, I'm presuming this is going to be very pricey to repurchase anyway, so definitely not one I would repurchase, but it was nice to use while I had it. The L'Oreal one here, this is the new red cream with pro retinol and ginseng. This one I got 2 uses out of, and this was an okay product. On the front there, it does look like it is just a normal cream coloured product, but it is actually an orangey red, more orangey than the picture would suggest. It blended into the skin nice enough. I didn't notice anything fantastic with it, but for only 2 uses, I'm probably not going to notice any long-term effects with anything with retinol in, because that's anti-aging and you need to apply that quite a few times before you notice any effects. So not one I would repurchase. I had this Hourglass Skincare product. This is the Equilibrium Rebalancing Cream Cleanser. This was just a 1-use sachet, and whilst it was a really nice cleanser, it was nothing groundbreaking. It just had a kind of generic scent to it. It blends into the skin nice enough. It didn't really foam up or anything like that. My skin did feel nice and cleansed and soft after, but I say nothing groundbreaking for no doubt what is going to be a high price tag. Another Charlotte Tilbury product I had in here is the Magic Serum. This one I got 1.5 uses out of. This has the typical Charlotte Tilbury magic scent to it, which is, I say the best way to describe it is kind of that old lady scent. It's a case of if you know, you know. It was nice enough to apply, nothing fantastic. I do think I have tried a sample of this before. I've definitely tried the cream, that's for sure. I did get a pot of that once, but I feel like I have tried one of these before because it did feel slightly familiar, but that could be because I've tried the cream. It did feel luxurious, it did soak into the skin nicely, but I didn't really notice any effects from it. But for 1.5 uses, I'm probably not going to, so definitely not one I'll be adding to my shopping list. Then I had a couple of products in here from the brand Natura Siberica, both of which from their Anti-Ox Wild Blueberry line. The first of which is an Awakening Day Cream with SPF 20, and then this is a cream to foam face cleanser. I do believe this is a pretty affordable brand, and I did get these from the Feel Unique Pick and Mix samples because I had wanted to try them, and these are both really nice products. Both of these have the exact same scent to them of blueberries, and it is nice and it is sweet, but it's not too overpowering in that it goes sickly. The cleanser was really nice, it did foam up on the skin nicely, it did leave my skin feeling nice and cleansed without being tight. This one I did actually get 4 uses out of, so I feel like that was enough to fully test the product. And then as to the day cream, I think I got about 6 or 7 uses out of this one, and it is a really nice day cream. It does take a little to blend it in, but it doesn't leave the skin feeling greasy. I was able to apply makeup on top of it, no problem. It didn't break it up or anything like that. And these are 2 more products that I have added to that list of skincare I would repurchase once I've got my collection down. So I would highly recommend these, especially if you like things that are blueberry scented. Next we have this one from Kate Somerville. This is the Delicate Recovery Cream. This is actually one of the last products that I finished up, with tonight being my last use of this one. I got 6 uses out of this product, which is 3 ml. I really like how the packaging came with this one because it was a little foil packet, but I could slide it back in here so that it didn't go everywhere. This was a really nice moisturiser. I have tried a Kate Somerville moisturiser in the past. I believe it was the goat milk one, which I wasn't a fan of at all. But this one did feel really nice and really luxurious. It was a very thick cream, but didn't feel heavy on the skin, and it did blend in nicely. And sometimes I find with thick creams, you do sometimes need a little bit more, but this one, a little does go a long way, so it was really nice. Based on Kate Somerville prices, I won't be repurchasing this one, but it was really nice to use it, and I am quite sad that I've actually finished this sample up. Another cleanser in here is from the brand eCooking. This is the Rent-A-Gel Cleansing Gel. This one was just okay, nothing fantastic. My face felt clean afterwards, it didn't feel tight, but that was about it. There was not much to this one really. I think that is generally the thing of this brand, that it is quite back to basics, but it does say that you can get a larger from this product, but I didn't find that that was the case, so I didn't really enjoy this one at all. Then I had this Starskin Orgalamic Pink Cactus Pudding. This is one of the more older sachets that I've had in my collection, and I have been wanting to try this one for some time. and I was actually a bit disappointed with this one. I didn't like the scent of it at all. It was very floral scented, and even though it's cactus, which I know is a plant, I don't know what I thought it would smell like. I think the word pudding confused me in that I thought it might smell sweet, but it was very floral scented. The cream itself was nothing fantastic. It was just a kind of bog standard moisturiser. My skin did feel nice and hydrated. I didn't really notice any glowing to it, but I was applying this as a night cream, and I've just noticed I presume it's now a day cream. So it was okay, but yeah, a bit disappointing with this one, and I think it's because I'd put off using it for so long. Then I've got another of the Dermalogica one. Then I had this Harelink acid serum. This is from the brand Vecca Witch Piggy, which is definitely the most obscure brand name and brand packaging that I've ever seen. This one I got 3 uses out of, and this was quite a nice product. It was just your kind of generic hyaluronic acid serum. Usually with a hyaluronic acid serum, I do always compare it to the benchmark of the one from The Ordinary, which I love. It was quite comparable to that, probably a similar price point, but I'm more likely to stick to the one from Ordinary because I've used that one for years. So it was nice to use, but not one that's going to make me change the brand I go for. Then I had this eye cream in from Pure. This was actually the first eye cream that I used. I completely forgot this was even in here because I used this once and then had to wipe it off because it just made my eyes burn so much. It could have been down to the fact that I have had this sachet in here for quite some time, so it may be past its sell-by date. But yeah, this one was no good at all, so I ended up then going to the one from Tilbury, and that was the one I used for the rest of the month. So this one is a pass. Hopefully it's not because it's a bad product and just because I let it get expired. Then I had this duo in here from Neogen. This is the Probiotics Double Action Serum. This one I only got 1 use out of, which with these type of duo products tends to be the case. It was nice enough. The 2 products mixed together quite nicely and blended into the skin nicely, but it didn't do anything fantastic. My skin felt slightly more hydrated, but other than that I didn't really notice anything from it. Then we have another one from L'Oreal. This is the Revitalift Laser Renew SPF 20. This was a nice product that I did get 3 uses out of, so it was enough to see a little bit of difference with it. It is one that I would potentially consider purchasing again in the future, but not one that I've immediately added to my list. So whilst I did really enjoy using it and it was nice and I did notice a little something with it, nothing that's making me immediately want to rush out and repurchase it. And I've actually just found another one that I didn't use. These must have been buried at the bottom. This is from Cordelight. This is the Makeup Remover Cleansing Oil. I think I'm going to stick this one in my travel bag as well because it's another one I've been meaning to use for the longest time. Then I had this moisturiser in from Pestle and Rhodes, the Panthenol and Ceramide moisturiser. One I did manage to get 4 uses out of it, but I didn't really enjoy it. This one had an almost eucalyptus-y kind of herbal scent to it, so I didn't really enjoy that about it. And it did make my eyes water slightly, but I know that was down to the eucalyptus because that always happens with that kind of scent. The moisturiser itself felt nice enough on the skin, but nothing fantastic, and I do tend to steer away from things with that eucalyptus scent because I do know they react with my eyes. And I had this cleanser duo in from Charlotte Tilbury. This was the Goddess Cleansing Ritual, which had 2 different types of cleansers in. I did just use these completely separately. We had the Spa in a jar, which I just got 1 use out of, which was an oil cleanser. It was okay, but with it being an oil cleanser, it felt quite greasy on the skin, so I didn't really enjoy that. Then I had this Spa in a Jar Ritual 2, which was a charcoal cleanser. This one was okay. It did make my eyes sting slightly, but it was pretty effective at removing makeup and cleansing my face. Not enough for me to spend Charlotte Tilbury prices, but it was nice enough. Then I have the second one of this from L'Oreal, which is the one I mentioned earlier. I did think it was that one I'd used 2 of. So this is one, like I said, I have added to my list of products that I would like to repurchase because I did really enjoy it. And then finally, I had this toner in here from Purito. This is the Centella Green Level Calming Toner. This is something that I only got 1 use out of, mainly for the fact that it's a runny liquid in a sachet, which is never going to end well, and it did all just completely run out. It probably was too much product for 1 use, but I probably could have at a push got a couple of uses out of it, but all the product kind of poured out in the initial use, so I ended up using it all in one go. It was an okay toner. It didn't like sting my skin or feel harsh or feel like my skin was stripped or anything like that. But for 1 use, I wasn't really going to notice anything with it. But it was nice to try it, and this was the only toner that I did have in here. Because of only having this 1 use toner, I did say in my video I was going to bring in the mini of the Pixie Glow Tonic that I'd been using in my previous skincare challenge. and I have made a good dent on that, and because I've used that every day since using this one at the beginning, I've got that one down quite a bit now, which I'm very happy about, and I'm just going to continue working my way through that to hopefully get that one finished up. So these are all the sachets that I finished up, and I managed to finish 27 up, which I'm really happy about because I didn't think I'd be able to use that many up in the space of a month. And then these are the ones that I didn't get around to trying, so there are 7 samples here, but really happy with that ratio and so glad to be able to now put all these into the bin and have now slightly decluttered my skincare collection, which is great. But other than that, that is it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Thanks.